大家好，是你们最喜欢的辅导老师贝欧流贝老师。今天我们来看中国的变化第12课。那今天我们来做什么呢？我们有2个语法，第一个是要不是，第二个是看起来很容易，很 straightforward。Let's go。好的，首先我们来看第一个，要不是 ，if it weren't for， 这是口语的，这不是书面语的。This is spoken Chinese. This is not written Chinese. So it's very very casual. So if it weren't for, let's just look at the 例子 straight up. So, 要不是你叫天明跟你去看动物园，他根本不想进动物园。So if you hadn't asked Tianming to go into the 动物园, the zoo, then he just wouldn't have gone into the 动物园. So look at the number of negatives and look, 要不是你叫他 if you hadn't. So this encompasses the if you had have not. So if it weren't for you asking, maybe that didn't make sense. Let me cut that. If you hadn't have. If it weren't for the fact that you asked Timmy to with you go to the zoo. So you asked Timmy to go with you to the zoo. If it hadn't been this situation here, 他就不想去动物园, so just wouldn't have gone in. So then 第二个，要不是谷歌地图，我会迷路。So you see there's a difference here. This is like a full clause that's right here. Whereas this, 要不是, if it weren't for, and then it's just straight up noun. Like it doesn't have to be a full, complete sentence. If it weren't for Google Maps, 谷歌地图，我会迷路. I would get lost. So here we have, if it weren't for this whole fact, which then in a way serves as a noun. If it weren't for X, it serves as an object, sort of. And if it weren't for X, this thing, then that. So also you can think of the connections to 要不然. So usually in 要不然 you present all of this as something that needed to have happened. 要不然, the things at the end would not happen, or something contrary to what you wanted would have happened. 那我们来看3个例子和用法。第一个是 causes or regrets， 要不是起床晚了，我不会迟到。要不是起床晚了，我不会迟到。So 如果我没有起床晚，要不是起床晚了，我不会迟到。If I hadn't have, if it weren't for the fact that I 起床晚了，got up late, I would not have been late. 迟到。第二个 excuses 借口。要不是停电，我早完成作业了。要不是停电 so because of the 停电 if it weren't for the power being cut off, I would have earlier or 早就完成作业了 completed my homework. 第3个可以代表着 gratefulness. 要不是有你帮忙，我这段时间真的太难受了。要不是有你帮忙，我这段时间真的太难受了。So 有你帮忙，所以 this didn't happen. But if it weren't for 有你帮忙, me having your help in my life, then this period of time would really be unbearable. I hope that makes sense. 那第2个语法是看起来 it seems. So this is very straightforward. So 看起来 means it seems or it appears, and it introduces a conclusion or opinion, but usually based off of a previously stated fact or previously described situation. So that's where you will see most naturally used instead of just out of the blue just saying, oh, 看起来. Which would be different than the 用法 that we saw in the past. So we've seen 看起来 earlier in other combinations such as 吃起来, 闻起来, 摸起来, 等等等. But this is a set phrase, it seems like, as well. So in addition to it looks like we've seen, it's also has this broader usage here of it seems. So 我们来看第一个例子，你这么高兴 So we have 你这么高兴，看起来一定有什么好事。你这么高兴 So it seems 看起来一定有什么好事。So here we can draw similarities to 好像你有好事，好消息等等等。So given this fact that we see, it appears to me that you must have some good thing going on, some good news. 第二个，我还得学5门课，看起来这个学期毕不了业了。So, and here, let's just take a note. 毕业 is what we have. So, 毕不了业 instead of 毕业不了. Because we're separating that verb and object in there. So we have statement of fact. And then sort of the inference that we take from that, like what we can draw, what conclusion we can draw. So it seems to me, 好像看起来这个学期毕不了业了。So also a thing to note is that this is much more common than it sounds like as an English equivalent. So we wouldn't say, oh, 听起来. I just haven't heard it said that way. And our textbook doesn't present that. So it seems that this is the set phrase to mirror 好像 in this way. So we wouldn't be like, oh, you still have 5 classes left. Oh, it sounds like you won't make it 听起来. We don't really use like 看起来. The situation appears that. So as you've seen here, there are positive uses for it and negative uses. So let's go look at some examples next. 我们来看几个例子。第一个用法 initial impression. So 他看起来很开心。天气看起来不错。So this is the first use of 看起来 that we were looking at before, where it's literally something our eyes are being laid on, as opposed to a conclusion based off of the things that we've seen. So 她看起来 she appears like I'm looking at her 很开心。天气看起来不错。The weather is looking pretty nice. It's looking not that bad. The impression based on a given, that's a use that you see in the text in this lesson. So the prior example that we just had on the prior the page 上一页 PPT. 这么高兴，看起来一定有什么好事。So we see the difference is from looking happy to, okay, they're happy, so it appears. And then describing something that we couldn't see with our eyes. 一定有什么好事。第三个 another example with that same use. 听你刚才那么说，看起来你儿子暑假的活动你都已经安排好了。听你刚才那么说，看起来你儿子暑假的活动你都已经安排好了。So hearing what you've been saying so far, hearing everything that you said, it seems to me that all of your son's activities for the summer break, you've already planned. You already have it planned out well, which is something that you couldn't see with the eyes, but something that you're inferring from the media that you have taken in this case being what the teacher has said. Not the teacher, goodness, what the person has just said, the interlocutor. So this usually states, the things used in here usually states or actions after 看起来 as opposed to suggested actions. So we don't really use this in an imperative sense, like 看起来你要多学习. It appears to me that you should study more. That works in English. It doesn't really work, fit so perfectly in Chinese. It would be more like 好像你要多学习，好像你要多学习。好的，辛苦了，我们来练习一下。首先，我们来复习上一次的问题，然后再次进行练习。So first, we're looking at last lessons questions. So for E, I asked, 你将来想要以什么为主? That is super open-ended, but you just find a noun that's related to the profession that you hope to take on. So for example, 我想要以政治为生，我想要以政治为生。If I said 猪 here, then my bad, I meant 生。我要以 I want to take politics and make that my living. 生。首先 and 在 respond 你明年想住在台湾吗? So if we just want to create a situation based off this, what I came up with was 我要先学好中文，再去台湾住。So first, I would like to first learn Chinese well, or learn it, as a completion, like learn to completion, 学好中文，再 and then 去台湾住， and then go to Taiwan and live, as opposed to 才. So it's like I only want to go after having learned well, but it's not showing favorability. We would use 在。第二个，我的女友今天让我很生气，我要给她打个电话，提醒她她的弱点。You'd be like, homie, hold on. 不要，先冷静点再打吧。你先冷静点再打吧。In that case, you might say 才打。Only call after you've calmed down a little bit. And then the 练习题 So 要不是 So number 1, 哇塞，你这次考试考得挺不错，怎么了？ Just respond, please, using 要不是。And 第二个，你怎么来的这么晚？我等了你1个小时多了。And what is your 借口? What is your excuse? 那 for 看起来 So what? 第一个，今天没有中文课，而且老师不回复邮件 does not answer the 邮件 the email. So what can we infer? 那第二个，这两天以来我的室友都没有见。那 what can we infer from that? I would like to, well, I'm not haughty this time because I gave y'all the ones. So just lessen your burden a little bit. But 我很期待你们的回答。好的 ，as always，大家都辛苦了，我们下次见，拜拜。